former MVP Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons as they match up with Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago. This crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they enter play here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And if you look back to last week, it was all about their defense. Anytime you hold an NFL team to single digits, that's saying something.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Play action, Ryan. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Holding, offense.
Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always.
Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's third and long, and you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC. As we take a look at the playoff picture, and certainly a lot of jostling still to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
Yeah, exciting for us because we get to talk about it, and, you know, at the end of the day, 6 teams are going to go from each conference, and guess what? We're going to have a playoffs. But nerve-wracking for all the people involved, all the teams, because their goal is to get there. And anything less than that makes the season a disappointment. So they've got to be primed now for a big finish to their season.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Last year's NFL leader in field goal percentage, Robbie Gould, on for the Niners field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. CD, you know there were quite a few Bears fans back in January saying, why didn't we hold on to that Robbie Gould guy?
Well, it's a legitimate question. 33 of 34 for San Francisco in 2018. The crazy stat of the year, he missed more extra points, 2, than he did field goals, 1, in the 2018 season.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Ryan. He's got Smith here. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. On the draw, this is Smith. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On now to kick it away is the punter, Matt Weil. The speedster, Dante Pettis, back deep to return. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 27. Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. He'll get this into the hands of Breida. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
Here we go. He's tackled at the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 3.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13 yards there and a Niner first. Kittle last year, what a season. 1,377 receiving yards, an NFL record for tight ends en route to his first Pro Bowl. Not bad for the former 5th-round pick. I remember that game, December against Denver. He had that monster first half, 210 yards. Did not have a single catch in the second half, but still those 210 yards were just 4 yards shy of Shannon Sharp's single-game record for a tight end. The tackle made there by Tack McKinley. On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. That'll be complete to Breida. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. Coming up later tonight, Sunday Night Football, a good one in SoCal. The Vikings and the Chargers from Dignity Health Sports Park. Coverage at 8:20 Eastern, 5:20 Pacific on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Ito Smith. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. On 2nd down and 4, Ryan. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
From just shy of midfield, Ryan had his hands on it but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake, 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They'll set up the screen to Smith. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Here's Matt Weil now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Matt Breed in the offense heading back out. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they'll search for that patience here now. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
So we get slap happy up here sometimes. 8 yards there on a first down. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Here we go, here we go.
On first down, Garoppolo. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Now Garoppolo. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. On 3rd down, a run from Breida. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down and needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. 10 yards there and a 1st down for the Falcons. Ryan now 7 of 10 here in this 1st half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. They go play action now. Ryan. It's caught. Jones. 33 yards that time.
They've done an excellent job blanketing Julio Jones here in the 1st half. That's just his 2nd catch. So as they head into halftime, the Falcons have to ask this question of themselves. How do we get the ball to number 11?
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing again. Ryan. That's complete to Smith. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half. The Falcons will call on Matt Bryant for the field goal try. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And Bryant's kick is good. And that will knot things up here late in the 1st half. Well, maybe a nice psychological boost there just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half.
Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you get the 2nd half to play.
This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Time here for likely one play, and then these two teams will head to the locker room all even.
And you know the play caller's just feeling it right now. Let's go ahead and go for this one. A big shot down. Nope. Guaranteed the head coach is like, don't get crazy. Take the knee. Let's get out of here. Tie game. We'll just start all over.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been as tight as we expected, all tied through one half of play. For the call of the second half, let's get it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, the combined output in half number 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. From the 27, Ryan. It's hauled in by Hardy. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Ryan now to throw on third down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he'll get this up to the 4 right about there, and that's about it. Foyesade Oluwakan made the tackle there from his safety position. And now here's Goodwin with it on the jet sweep. Fights off another.
I think the second tackler would have learned from the first.
And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. From the gun on third, Garoppolo completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver. Where are you?
Here we go. Here we go. Wait, 80!
Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. Over the middle to Kittle, complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A field goal can get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Once again, they run with Breida on first down. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Matt Breida, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers have now taken the lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 24. A handoff to Breida to begin the drive. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now a play fake. Garoppolo looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Garoppolo, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Falcons say they have it, they do.
I know you're looking at the scoreboard clock. We're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it, a costly turnover. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
It'll be a pickup of only a yard. And that'll make it 2nd down. Matt Ryan trying to lead the Falcons from behind. Last year in 16 starts, just 1 fourth-quarter comeback for the QB. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other. Now Ryan. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. He completes it to Jones. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 15 yards, 1st down Atlanta. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Julio Jones once again the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. He's back to throw. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
In a 2-minute drill, we often talk about taking care of the football, but sometimes it's just a matter of who wants it more. How about him going up top on a 50-50 ball and taking it away for a big play?
Back to throw. And finding the tight end, Hooper. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. He'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage. What a great sequence by this defense so far. They've given him nowhere to go with the football.
And they just have to make it stand up one more time because it appears that they've got their number. Can they not have a slip up here and allow the touchdown?
4th down. Here's Ryan. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not.
Ryan's pass complete to number 11, Julio Jones. Touchdown, Atlanta.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. A very important extra point there, up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told, and the Falcons score to cap it off. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. 10 yards on the pickup there.
Here we go, here we go. 180! 59, 21. Here we go.
To throw is Garoppolo. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. That last completion certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on 3rd. Back to throw, Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete. So he's unable to complete. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range, not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that.
Let's get it.
And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So out come the Falcons now. They set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. And they need 5 yards on 3rd down here to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Here's Ryan. This is brought in by Hardy. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. A first down carry for Smith. And he'll get 3 up to midfield.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. On the carry, it's Olsen. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. They're going on 4th down. It's Ryan. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Ryan in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Here's Ryan. Oh, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Still catching our breaths from that electric finish. You get into overtime, that's one thing. It was a great 4 quarters. But then in OT, not only to win it,